There wasn't quite as much pomp as there was in 1953, but there were still plenty of reminders that this was a very royal occasion. The Queen and most of her family attended a service today at Westminster Abbey. It was to mark the 60th anniversary of her coronation. Nala Ayed has the story.
There was no gold coach 60 years later, but the same Queen in very different times. The venue still Westminster Abbey, and the ceremony another deeply religious event. This time, though, she's 87. Her husband Philip, 91, just getting over an illness. There are grown grandchildren, with another great-grandchild on the way.
Her Majesty knelt at the beginning of a path of demanding devotion and utter self-sacrifice, a path she did not choose, yet to which she was called by God.
And so symbolism reigned, the same oil used in her coronation placed on the high altar, with the crown of solid gold she once wore, brought in from the Tower of London for just this one day as a tribute to 60 years of service.
She's somebody to look up to. She's an icon.
The Queen actually ascended to the throne in 1952. That's what last year's Jubilee celebrations were all about. This is about the day she was actually crowned, in a ceremony that carried nearly 1,000 years of tradition.
Then she was a young mother, forced by her father's death into what she still views as sacred duty. In a first for British television, it was watched live by millions, and more than 8,000 within the church itself.
This was the moment I'd looked forward to for so many weeks, and the picture will remain forever in my memory.
Dennis Whitehead, now 73, was back then the only Scottish choir boy chosen to sing in the ceremony.
I was used to singing, but to sing in a choir of nearly 400 voices in Westminster Abbey, it was just the most fantastic experience. All people that on earth.
In a tribute, he was invited back as a guest this year to hear others sing. It was, as the Queen wanted, a low-key event, but a high point for them. For most, she's the only Queen they've ever known. Nala Ayed, CBC News, London.
Well, back in 1953, the CBC scooped the American networks with its coverage of the coronation. It was thanks to an elaborate plan known as Operation Pony Express. Film from the ceremony was processed in London. Then it was sped by helicopter to a waiting jet. From England, a relay of planes took it across the Atlantic to Goose Bay, Labrador, and then on to Montreal, and finally to the television sets of Canadians. It was the first time a program had been seen in Britain and North America on the same day.